Hey everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. My name is Nicole and I'm super excited to start this new journey sharing recipes, tips, and tricks all about baking and cake decorating. It would mean the world to me for you to like and subscribe and join me on my new YouTube journey. Today I'm showing you guys how to make my favorite homemade ice cream cake. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by taking a whole package of Oreos and placing it into a Ziploc bag. And I'm just going to mash these Oreos up until they resemble a fine like crumb. You guys can speed this process up by using a food processor, but I am up at my camp currently, so I don't have one of those, but this works just as good. Now I'm going to take my package of Oreos, crushed up, and dump them into a medium-sized bowl. To this, I melted a half a cup of butter, fully melted it, and now I'm going to pour that right into the crumbs. Now just make sure you mix together all those crumbs really evenly. You want to make sure that you get the butter coated on every single last crumb, because otherwise your crust won't stick together properly. And this is the base of your ice cream cake, so you will see in this clip I'm really mixing it all together, so just make sure you do the same. Now I'm going to grab a 13 by 9 foil pan. You guys can use a 13 by 9 glass pan, whatever you have. I personally like using these because they're just easy to clean up because you can throw them right in the garbage. Now we're just going to pour our Oreo crumb right on top. And then with that paddle spatula, just making sure that we pack down those crumbs, get them in every corner, and just make sure that they're all even. You don't want to have one side with more Oreos than the other. Now I'm going to use the same glass cup that I had my butter in. Because it's a lot thicker and more dense, it's good to use to really pack those Oreos in to make sure that they're packed in tightly and you can get them in every corner. And just make sure that it's rock solid. Now pop this in your freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes so that it can get hard and firm. And then we're going to go ahead and place our chocolate peanut butter ice cream in a medium bowl. Now this is 1.5 quarts, and I'm using obviously store-bought ice cream, but you guys can use homemade ice cream if you wanted to. And I'm just mashing this up so that it's not fully melted, but just to a nice creamy smooth consistency where I can pour it and smooth it over our Oreo crumb. Now that our Oreo crust has time in the freezer to harden, we can go ahead and pour our chocolate peanut butter ice cream right on top. And using the same technique as we did with the Oreo crumbs, we're going to do the same and just make sure you spread out that chocolate peanut butter ice cream so that it's even and then it gets into every corner. Again, you don't want to have more chocolate peanut butter ice cream on one side than the other. You really want to make sure that it's very even. Now pop this in your freezer again for another 15 to 20 minutes and repeat the process with your second flavor of ice cream. By freezing in between each layer, it makes sure that the two ice creams don't melt and combine together and that they really stay separated. You guys can of course use any two flavors ice cream you want. I personally chose Oreo and chocolate peanut butter, but the nice thing about this is you can use whatever you prefer. Pop that back in the freezer again, and then after 15 minutes of being in the freezer, I melted the Hershey's hot fudge in the microwave and I'm pouring that right on top. Again, you guys can either use store-bought, or if you want to be courageous, you can go ahead and make your own hot fudge. You could also, if you want more fudge, you can use 2 jars of this. I'm just using 1. And then with that spoon, I'm just going to spread it all out. You will notice that it will mix with your layer of ice cream, but that's totally okay. It's supposed to happen like that. But just spread it all out. You will still taste the fudge. And that goes back in the freezer again for another 15 minutes, and then you can go ahead and add your whipped cream on top. You can use whipped cream, you can use Cool Whip, you can make your own whipped cream. I'm using store-bought Reddi Whip. I personally like whipped cream better than Cool Whip, so it's totally up to you guys what you prefer. Spread it out evenly, and you guys can add whatever toppings you want on top. You could chop up Reese's peanut butter cups, you could put crushed up Oreos. I'm using rainbow sprinkles, but like I said, the nice thing about this dessert is that you can customize it to however you want. With your own toppings, your own ice cream flavors, you can really just make it your own. Make sure you let your ice cream cake sit in the freezer overnight and enjoy it the next day. It's that simple and easy, you guys, and trust me, it tastes delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching my first YouTube video. Please like and subscribe for many more videos to come.